Hello guys, my name is Ubina Ozije. So I'm a data analyst and this is my YouTube channel. I want to use this channel to talk about the journey through data analytics for beginners. Some people might find it because one of the worst things that happened to me in this journey is that I didn't have people to ask questions. You know, I think I'm going to be as relatable as possible here. This is a channel where I will just be dishing out hacks, that can help through your journey. Questions, I'll be answering them. We'll be looking at insights together, we'll be looking at data together, and we'll be looking at very basic things together. Join me in this journey. So many people now think that before you become a data analyst, you must have a rigid background in maybe mathematics, maybe statistics, maybe computer science, maybe anything programming related. Many people think that this is just the thing before you could become a data analyst, but it's not the case anymore. There are many amazing applications that can help people become data analysts without having any mathematical or programming background. But it's important you know that I studied statistics. Now, what's the relationship between the statistics I studied in school and data analytics? I'll tell you that there's almost no relationship at all. But it's funny. Studying statistics in school will make you want to run away from things like the data analysis. It will make you not want to pursue the course, especially if you studied it in schools like ours. I studied in Nigeria here. I studied statistics in Nigeria here, and with a degree in statistics, we had to plot graphs. We had to do visualizations with a pen and a paper. Many of these things you're seeing, histograms, bar charts, line graphs, we did it with pen and paper. So it was such a thing that we had to go through those things. So many of us, a healthy percentage of us did not further. Do you understand? A healthy percentage of us did not further because of the experience we had studying statistics. Data analytics for me was not a result of studying statistics. Yes, was a vice. It's an edge even till today. But even without the statistics I studied, I'll be a very good data analyst. And you too can become a data analyst without having to study anything programming related. No. Data analytics is a very wanted skill in the 21st century. Actually, in most of the courses you take, they will say it's the sexiest skill of the 21st century. A lot of companies in Nigeria here, even in Nigeria, are opening their eyes to the need of data analysts, and all over the world. Data is the soil upon which to plant businesses, and data analysis as a job is a very well paying venture. People don't just do the course because it's a hobby. Many people go into the course because when you get jobs that are data related, the payment is wow. So I was talking with a friend of mine, actually a cousin of mine in Germany, and she told me, why not try something around data, maybe data analytics. I started looking at videos on YouTube, and they were always talking about an analytical mindset, an analytical mind. They'll be like, you just need to be analytical and thinking, analytical thinking. I remember something that happened some time ago. We were in a meeting in one of the companies where I worked, and we had a product. We wanted to put a cost to it. Everybody was saying, one person would say maybe 1,000, some people would say 2,000, some people would say 800, some people. It was within the same range per se, but everybody had a beautiful reason to put out that cost. Put out the person's cost on that product. Somehow it got to my turn. I said a particular cost too, but we understood that we were around the same neighborhood, but we didn't have the same answer. So what does analytical thinking do here? I came up with an idea for us to find the central tendency of all the answers everybody has given. So this person had 800, this person had 1,000, this person had 1,500, this person had 700. We brought them together and divided them by the number of all the answers. And we found out something. In as much as it's just a mathematical operation, it gave us a central tendency. It gave us a central agreement We understood that in as much as this was not the price we were talking about, but our contributions gave birth to this price. That is just analytical thinking. If you can think like that, I've always been a person that will count the number of clothes I spread outside. But I've always been that type of person. Always had this thing about information, information. You know, analytical thinking. That is all I started seeing when I looked at many people's posts on YouTube. I was saying, you must have to have I now went to find out what is this thing, this analytical thinking everybody's talking about. How did I start? I went to a place on the internet called Coursera.com. So I went there. I was looking for everything with the keyword data analytics, and I jumped on IBM. IBM, yes, it was more relatable because we hear IBM every time. So I jumped on IBM. I did a course there. I think I got a certificate there. It was the course just did a lot around the difference between data science and data analytics. I think it's what is data science, the name of that course. I think I'll drop the link to that course on the description, among other links. When I got the course, I had a reason to switch. I don't know. I had a reason to switch because their pattern of teaching was a little rigid. Their pattern of teaching was a lot, written. You have to do a lot of reading. Yes, they had videos, but it was a little rigid. So I said to myself, there might just be a better platform to do this learning. So I just got one certificate there and I switched. I will expand more on maybe in another video. I'll expand more on the particular choice of course when you're trying to do data analytics on Coursera.com. I'll bring maybe IBM and Google Data Analytics professional certificate and expand on it. I think it's going to help us a lot in how we are directed towards the one we should do. When I was about to start, I understood that there are actual skills I need to thrive in this new environment, in this new learning environment, data analytics. What are those skills? First of them all, don't expect me to say you have to, don't expect me to say anything. I don't think anybody has mentioned this type of skill to you before, but if obsession could be a skill, you just need to be obsessed about producing information from numbers. You just need to be obsessed about it. I started watching a lot of TED videos from people that are huge in data analytics. I watched a lot of David McCandless. There's this David McCandless guy that wrote Information is Beautiful. Very good guy in data. I learned a lot just looking at videos. I did a lot of research on data analytics because I was to some extent obsessed about it. I wanted to do what people have not done with data. You understand? I was relating everything to data. So that focus is very important. Analytical thinking is another skill you should have. What's analytical thinking? Looking at things from an information perspective. This woman outside sells akara. She has a number of customers. The place is crowded on Saturday mornings, but that number reduces on Monday mornings. That number increases on public holidays. You're not looking at it as everybody that's coming to buy akara there. You're looking at the fact that this woman should study the trends. You're looking at the fact that if you give this woman, madam, you get many customers on Saturday, you get many customers on public holiday. Look at the trend. Make her understand it. The information can only be beautiful to her if she sees it as something that's going to be beneficial to her. You look at almost everything from the standpoint of analysis. You come you see on festive periods, you go to a mall and you see that it's packed with people. Imagine that the mall didn't expect that overflow and they didn't produce or they didn't stock up for that number of that turnout. How will you look at numbers? How do you look at numbers differently from other people? Analytical thinking. The ability to see numbers and say, I can bring out something extra from these numbers and not just a pile of numbers, because everybody that looks at a pile of numbers sees is a very disturbing sight. But how can we break it down to information? That is the chiefest skill to have in the study of data analysis. First one is you have to really be obsessed. You have to really want it enough to focus. It's a very easy thing to do, but you can lose very little things. In one of my videos, I think I'll expand on the exams that come with data analysis, because you may think it's a very little thing until they just ask you one question that is just from something you just learned. You just have to focus. So focus, that obsession about it, and analytical thinking, two best skills. Okay, I have a lot to talk about in data analytics. Data analytics is not a destination. There's no place you get to and you think you're now baba in the field. No, and data analytics is a journey. Every day you must learn. As far as you're in the field, the fact that the world needs to get information, the fact that the world needs to get informed about trends, the fact that businesses must run, the fact that companies must make profits, the fact that data-driven decisions must be made. Data analytics can never go out of learning, you know. So it's not a destination. I'm on this journey too. So I think this is a place you can always come back and look at videos that relate to the journey. This is a place you always come and see me explain things that might come up as a problem in the course of your study. I'll be doing a lot of things, a lot of visualizations, a lot of problem solving hacks through you need through the journey. And in my next video, I think I'll be talking about the reason why I switched from IBM to Google Data Analytics Professional Certificate. And I think I'll break down the steps. So I think it's something that you may need to actually understand. So if you're like me and maybe you took the route you're not understanding, you may understand IBM, good for you. But if you're like me and you took a route that you're not understanding and you need to switch, my next video is going to be perfect for you. I want you to like the video, I want you to subscribe, share with your friends that are trying to take up this journey, share with young ones that you think are going to be very good in computing, in analytics. You have people that are sharp and you think that they should toe this line, share the video to them. It might just be a beginning of a new career for someone. See you in my next video. Till then, bye.